Welcome to another episode of Chat Over Tea. I am your host, Desra K. Reddy, and I am very excited about today's guest. It is Rosa Van Niekerk, a woman of power, and she's done so much in this world. I can't wait for you guys to go through this interview so that you can accumulate some knowledge and inspiration. Stay tuned while she introduces herself.
My name is Rosa Van Niekerk. I am a daughter of the King, happy, brave and strong. I am an attorney by day and I am a pageant queen by night.
Rosa, in my experience of law or lawyers, they just want to graduate and work for a big law firm in Sandton and, just get a stable job and make a difference here and there with their clients and stuff. But what I like about your journey of law is that you basically just went against the norm and created your own law firm, Rosa Van Niekerk Attorneys.
Yes, that's correct.
What has inspired you to create your own law firm?
What has inspired me to create my own law firm is I've always been somebody that hates being placed in a box. I always believe that you must be a woman that breaks glass ceilings for the generation of women that comes after you. And for me, law is very black and white, and you are put in a box with rules and regulations. And I thought that, I would want to have my own law firm where I can choose my cases and not just work at a law firm where you are forced to take certain cases and morally you don't agree with them. I was in a position where I had to take, it's child law, as I can't go into it, but I had to take a case that I didn't agree with it. I felt that this person is guilty. You have a gut instinct as a lawyer, and my gut instinct just told me that this guy is guilty, and I'm not going to represent somebody in court that I believe is guilty. But when you work for a big law firm, you don't have any say in the matter if your director tells you you have to take on this case. And then I just decided to myself, this is not the way I want to practice law. I don't think that is fairness or equity or law for all. Definitely not.
On all the services Rosa Van Niekerk Attorney has to offer, one really caught my attention. Heavy duty vehicles.
Yes.
What is that? I didn't even know law is involved in that.
It's an amazing field. I grew up in a household. My father has two companies. It's called Hendro Bulk Carriers and Kimberley Grain, and it's a truck company. So we transport agricultural goods as well. So we have interlinks and the most beautiful trucks in the country. You will see them riding on the highway and on the cab. It's called actually the horse. The horse of the truck, because it's a cab and an interlink. It says Jeremiah 29 verse 11, and that says, "For I know the plans I have for you."
Yes.
Plans to prosper you, to give you hope in the future. So with trucks, there are also the legalities that comes with it. The trucks can be overloaded. So you can have one of the trucks that goes out and they can only take 56 tons. And then it gets overloaded at the silos, and then what happens if they come to the weighbridge, one of the officers there, they weigh the truck, and if it's overloaded, they confiscate the truck if it's overloaded. They arrest the driver, and they also confiscate the content, the goods, and they take it to the police station. So it's actually a big industry.
Sounds like it,
yes.
Now that you're saying that.
And currently, from what I know, I don't know, and I hope that there will be more, but I'm the only female that is doing transport law, and I absolutely love it as well. It's something totally different.
You don't cease to amaze me. And of course, with all the success and the hard work and the accomplishments you have, you've become, is it your law firm that has become the Standard Bank business, Women in Business?
It is Standard Bank Women in Business 2021.
Yes.
We were certified Rosa Van Niekerk Attorneys as one of Standard Bank's firms, which is female owned, and they gave us that certification. of Top Women. That's what it's called, Top Women Standard Bank 2021.
And I mean, Rosa is not only an attorney and I wanted to say kick-ass businesswoman, but I
Yes,
said
I am.
it. I said it, and she's known to being a pit bull attorney, Italian stallion, right?
Yes, absolutely. I am that pitbull Italian stallion attorney that you have been looking for your whole life.
Yes.
This face, here she is.
And that's not all. She is everything. She is a pageant queen to add to it. And what I like the most about your pageantry journey is that not only have you been the winner, but you've traveled the world doing it.
Yes.
I'd like to know a little bit about your journey in pageantry.
I'm so humbled by how this journey started. I have to tell you, I'm a survivor of gender-based violence. Years and years ago in varsity, I was in a relationship like that. And by the grace of God,
Yes.
I got out of that relationship. But I then had a very big passion
Yeah.
for gender-based violence and the fight against gender-based violence. And that's what I'm doing in my law firm, and that's also what I'm doing every day. That's what I'm trying to accomplish. So how did I actually end up in pageantry, being an attorney and a horse rider? I come from Uppington.
Yes.
It's this small little town.
Okay.
It's like a one-horse town.
Wow.
And I have no idea about pageantry. I had no idea, that was in 2017, about pageantry, anything modeling related. There was nothing like that. But because I had that previous experience of the gender-based violence, one of our pastors at church, he asked me to come and please open for him and just speak about, because I'm a qualified makeup artist with Stage Line 27 Red as well. He asked me to speak about the Christian women, and then also about how do you bring the Christian women and makeup together.
Yeah.
So as an attorney, I did this whole amazing thing, all the way from Cleopatra. It was research, it was slides, the whole thing. And academically, as an attorney, I was very proud of myself, and I thought, okay, wow, this is a good piece of work. But in my heart of hearts, I didn't feel that it was the right thing. Because here I must go and talk to this group of ladies, and what am I going to say to them? So I said to God that night, you know what, I don't feel comfortable with what I'm saying. Am I giving the right message? Because it's such a responsibility to give a message to somebody.
Yeah.
Because people are open and they listen to what you are saying. So it must be positive, and it must be exactly what God has placed in your heart.
Yeah. That's
And
true.
God just said to me, Rosa, firstly, just relax, please. Because, Italian, we go from 0 to 10 in 10 seconds. Just tell the woman that when I create a baby girl, I create her beautiful. And I create her with an invisible crown. But during your life, that crown can fall off. If somebody tells you something like you're fat or you're ugly. But then when you polish the outside of a woman with makeup, all of the inner beauty. And that's what it's really about. That shines through again. And she puts back on her invisible God-given crown. And I was doing makeup actually with the 27 Red team at that stage for a pageant. And then one of the ladies asked me, she was actually the reigning queen. She said to me, why don't you enter this pageant? And I said to her, no, no. I'm a horse rider and an attorney. I know nothing about pageants. I mean, really. And I also said to her, no, I'm too short, I'm too curvy, I'm curvilicious over here, We have hips and thighs and everything Italian women. It's like we've got it going on. So she said to me, you know what, you'll be perfect for it. And I'm like, no. So I believe that God speaks in threes. And then I went to another friend of mine, and she was doing my brows at that stage, and she said to me, listen, why don't you enter this pageant? And I said to her exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know how it happened, somebody placed this information form about the first pageant that I done. They tagged me on it on Facebook, and I was like immediately, God speaks in threes. So that night I was praying, and I was saying, God, what are you trying to say to me? And God said to me, you can't be giving a message of crown up get up, pray up, crown up, and rise up.
Yes.
And telling this to all of the other women, but you are too afraid to put back on your own crown.
God wants you to practice what you preach.
Yes, practice what you preach. If you
Yes.
preach it, you must walk your talk. So I said, okay, man, I will enter. It's fine. But I didn't think anything will come of it, honestly. I mean, really, really, I didn't think anything would come of it. I actually took a selfie with me and my horse, Safir. A selfie, you guys, a selfie. I took a selfie and I entered with a selfie. And now I know that you must actually go to a professional photographer. You must have like professional clothes on. I was just standing there, with my horse, with a little dress. And there we went.
Oh my. And then you got called back from that selfie?
They called me back 2 months later. And the woman actually said to me, congratulations, you've made the top 10. And I almost threw my car around. Really. I almost created an accident. I was like, are you speaking to the right person? And she's like, yes, congratulations, but I just want to ask you, would you mind to take professional photos, because that's actually what you have, and you're the only one with a selfie. I think even if you go back now to Mrs. Grant, 2017, the top 10, you will see me with my horse with the selfie.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe so. I'm going to search it out. You know how I search you all the time.
Yeah, please go and, please go and search me, because you will definitely see that.
Yes. But then from then on, you have become a pageant queen. Different pageantries and all.
I have to be honest, I think only by the grace of God I won Mrs. Grant 2017, and they sent me as part of my prize to Bulgaria to compete in Mrs. Classic Universe, and I was terrified. It was in Bulgaria, it's out of the country, I'm a small town girl, This is like...
a whole big experience.
All this big experience is for me something that I'm not used to. And also there, also just by the grace of God, I won Mrs. Classic Universe. That was 2018, and then in 2019 I represented South Africa in Miami at the Miss Universe World International pageant, and I won the title of Miss Universe World International Petite. Yes. And I have to say, also just by the grace of God, because I believe that pageant queens must be humble. That is really a quality. You must be humble and authentic, and for me, authenticity is extremely important.
And today you're wearing Miss Africa Classic sash. Let's hear about it. What is Miss Africa Classic?
I am currently a finalist. I've been very glad to be and humbled to be a finalist for the Mrs. Africa Classic pageant. It is a pageant that has been long-standing, and what I love about it is that it is orientated around the community and the work that you do in the community. It's not about being a size 10 or having the perfect look or being the perfect model. It's more about what you can do to enhance the life of others. And I love that authentic part of it. So I am currently a finalist. We have the African Queen Foundation, and that's also one of the reasons that I entered this pageant. And everybody always asks me, why did you enter this pageant? Number one, it's community based, which is very important to me, that you have to give back. And then number two, they have the African Queen Foundation. It's a non-profit organization where they give sanitary pads to ladies that cannot afford it.
Yes.
And they also pay for goiter operations in the DRC. So the sanitary pads is cotton pads, it's washable, it's reusable. So we are going now we are boarding the ship the 20th of November, and if memory serves me correctly, on the 23rd of November, we will be stopping at Pomeni in Mozambique. It's a very small rural village, and we will be handing out those pads and the stationery and school clothes and stuff. So what they stand for is very important for me.
Yes.
And to keep a girl child in school is also, coming from a small community myself, having been given opportunities and passing that opportunities on to somebody else is very important for me.
You know, this is not the only good initiative you're doing. Someone who follows you already understand that You are a co-founder of Royal International Pageantry, and wow, you've got so many things involved, including Project Rage. But we're not going to get into that because there's a lot of content on social media and YouTube, and I want you guys to follow Rosa and learn a lot about her because she is really somebody that you want to follow. If you want your data to work for you, then you have to be selective on what you're following, because some things are to develop your life and some are just to destroy you completely on social media. Choose wisely. Now, my favorite question. I know that a logical thinker already knows how the two combines, but I have to go through this whole entire thing with Rosa. So how does pageantry and law come together?
It absolutely does not come together.
Yes.
And I was born to stand out and not to fit in, as
Yes.
you can see. So I do stuff that makes me happy. I think I've got two sides to my personality.
Yes.
The one is the Italian stallion, the pit bull that doesn't take no nonsense, and that's in court. And the other one is a fun side, and it's the humanitarian side. I love pageantry because it's the place where you can just be yourself.
Yes.
And you can be soft. Today, women is expected. It is expected of us to be strong, to
Yes.
be powerful, to be on top of everything.
That's true.
And pageantry just gives you that opportunity and experiences to grow and learn without a lot of pressure on you. And that is what I like. So pageantry and law, no, it doesn't come together.
No.
But I today specifically decided I'm going to wear this.
Yes.
Because it is my personality. It is the law side, but
Yes.
it's also the Rosa side. The, I'm 40 and fabulous side. I'm not really 40, I'm 46, and
Yes.
everybody can know that's fine. But that's why I'm in the classic department. But yeah, this is my personality and this is who I am, and that's what I believe. Life is short. Do something that makes you happy.
Yes.
Because you don't know what tomorrow brings at the end of the day.
Totally.
And be authentic. If I can just tell the viewers one thing, is be authentic. Be yourself. You don't have to wear a mask in life. You can be a lawyer and you can be a pageant queen.
And what would you say about the period of success? Should people be panicking if they reach 40 without succeeding, or should they just relax a little bit and see what God has to offer?
Oh, absolutely. Just relax. I'm a late bloomer. I started riding my horse when I was 40 just because somebody told me I can't do horse riding, I'm too old.
Yes.
I mean, honestly. And my answer to them was, I will ride my horse and I will take pictures and I will show it to you afterwards. And I'm doing full-time Western horse riding and I'm loving it. And have I fallen? A lot. So yeah, I always joke and say I'm literally a late bloomer because everything started to happen at the age of 40. I was 40 when I entered my first pageant. I was 40 when I started to do horse riding competitively, not just as a leisure sport, competitively, Western mounted games. So you know what, God has a plan. And God will, in His time and in His place, He will develop things in you to fulfill that plan. So just relax. I always say, heaven has got your back.
Yes, totally.
And that's
I
what
agree
believe.
with that.
Heaven has got our back.
This is
So-
quite, it's very important because we've lost so many people, especially young people, thinking that it's an embarrassment to reach a certain age and not having accomplished your goals.
No, absolutely not. I mean, we've seen, the one thing that I've realized through this corona pandemic is that life is not a race.
Yes.
And we have been living, well, I can't speak for the viewers out there, but I've been living life as a race. And it's a race to nowhere. So
Yes.
at the end of the day, you have to have your own goals and reach it at the time that was ordained for you by God. And at that time, there's a reason and a season why you have to wait. I had to wait 40 years before I got on a horse for the first time, and I come from Uppington. I mean, really.
Wow,
So-
wonderful indeed. Thank you very much for coming to chat over tea. I'm glad you love the tea, and of course she's getting one.
I'm definitely getting one.
And I'm really grateful that you have made the time, and I know how
Thank
busy your schedule
you.
is.
Thank you for having me.
This has been a long-awaited episode, and I am so excited that it's finally done. Thank you very much for taking your time to watch this episode. Do subscribe to our channel if you are brand new to this episode. I know Rosa could have brought you here, but if you are here, please stay by subscribing and following us on our social media platform. We are available everywhere as Chat Over Tea. And I am signing out as your Limpopo Queen, Desiree K. Khoshiradi. بهلمم بهونم أسي بهلا ونهولم بهلمم بهونم أسي بهلا ونهولم I said to him what he hello. He said to me what they shallow. I said to him mere jana. He said to me mere pyare. I said to him what he hello. He said to me what they shallow. I said to him mere jana. He said to me mere pyare. Biliyaka ebeta kudu kudu.